And now it's time for You Haven't Seen What? And unfortunately, Gio's not here.
We should have had him pick before he left, but that's okay. So we have two ways we can do this. One, we can go old school and Keith can straight up challenge him, or Keith can pull from the bowl. So we have a decision to make for Gio.
Interesting.
It's up to us.
I'm okay with Keith pulling from the bowl because he's the one who challenged him.
Okay.
But it's not like Keith's going to know.
So let's go ahead and review the movie you just saw first.
So
we should do that from now on.
I was going to say it's unfortunate that Gio's not here because he's the one who chose Steve Jobs.
You are correct.
So Gio doesn't get to talk about the movie they challenged you to, but Keith was challenged to watch Steve Jobs, the Michael Fassbender movie where he plays Steve Jobs, has Seth Rogen in it. Aaron Sorkin wrote it?
Aaron Sorkin wrote and directed.
Did he?
No,
I don't know if he directed.
Danny Boyle did
that's right. Because I thought
Kate Winslet as well.
Yeah, because his directorial debut was the
Molly's Game.
Molly's Game, yeah.
Jeff Daniels.
Yes, and I love this movie. It's dear to my heart. It's in my top 25 films of all time. That's how much I love it.
The movie's incredible.
So Keith, I'm very curious to hear your thoughts.
I'm putting this movie on my decade list right away.
Whoa. Nice.
I'm very upset that I missed this. I wanted to see it at the time.
We can't watch everything. We miss stuff,
But this is the movie I would have gone to see.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. But I was probably in school at the time. But this movie's great. Absolutely great. I was thinking the whole time about, it would have been so different with Christian Bale and
I'm glad it turned out the way it did.
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Who's supposed to direct this?
Let me look.
Was it David Fincher?
Fincher.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. Which that would have been interesting.
But yeah, right. Coming off of Social Network but it turned out great. I love Danny Boyle too. Is one of my favorite directors as well. So it covers. I kind of knew this going in, or I remembered it as I started watching it. It just covers these kind of three different points of Jobs' life, because Steve Jobs is one of those guys that, and I've kind of semi-followed him throughout, because he's such a fascinating person throughout his career, but he's one of those guys that does so much. Like, you can only, if you're going to tell a story about him, you can only, I'm glad I did it this way. I just picked this specific point.
Yeah, and I like how they surrounded it around the product launches. Which is
exactly,
really cool.
The launch of the Macintosh, the next computer, which I remember was a huge failure, and then when he came back to Apple, when they begged him to come back, which they didn't really get into as much in the movie as I thought they would, but and based on the book too, which I didn't know. I didn't know this was a book. I was like, oh, okay. Fassbender is excellent, because I remember when they were talking about it, when it's going to be Fincher and Bale, it was like, oh, Christian Bale, he looks like Steve Jobs. It would have been perfect. Fassbender doesn't necessarily. They made him look like Steve Jobs, but he's so great. He's so great in this movie. Kate Winslet plays Joanna Hoffman.
Kate Winslet was amazing in this movie.
Of all time.
She absolutely is, yeah.
I mean,
Well, I remember when the movie came out, and I don't know if it was us talking about it or someone else, but they had said that she stole the movie away from Michael Fassbender.
She kind of does, almost. I mean,
I can understand that. I wouldn't necessarily say she steals it from him.
Their performances rely on each other
she
so
stands
much.
toe to toe with him in a way that Joanna Hoffman did with Steve Jobs, and you can see that. And just reading about her, she said she talked to Hoffman a lot. They became pretty close, and like that was their relationship.
I'm getting chills thinking about this movie because I love those scenes when she's telling him to be a better father and to spend more time with his daughter. Good.
And a lot of folks on that as well. His daughter, the older daughter, the college age one's played by, I can't remember her name, but she's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's the daughter. She BB from Kill Bill. She plays
oh really?
The daughter, yeah.
Oh wow.
Let me all look it up right now.
So we might see her in Kill Bill 3 if he ever makes it. But great. Jeff Daniels is CEO. What's his name? I forgot his name.
That hallway scene when him and Jeff Daniels are going at it is amazing. And Jeff Daniels can act.
Absolutely. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right. See, this is one of those movies, man. This is the stuff that I love.
John Scully.
John Scully. It's all right. Yeah, former Apple CEO.
Well, this movie's all screenplay. It's all editing. It's incredible.
And performances. And I'm watching it like this is acting. Like, this is stuff that I love. I love dramatic. We love all the action and comic stuff and all that stuff is great. This is the stuff that I love in movies, and Really enjoyed. Seth Rogen was great as Steve Wozniak, and I didn't know their relationship had gotten that bad. And he just wanted him to acknowledge
that's it,
the
and
Apple
he wouldn't do it.
And Steve Jobs and famously hated the Apple II. Like he did not like that product, even though, like he said, it built that company more or less. But he thinks it's a fascinating story, and there's so much more they could have, and obviously they could have and couldn't have gone into. But yeah, it was a lot. I love the kind of. I wish they would have gone a little more into. They kind of hinted at the end, but the iPod era, where he kind of mentioned to his daughter, like, I hate that carrying around that Walkman on yours. I hate that thing. I'm gonna get 1,000. You're gonna have 1,000 songs in your pocket.
I love that line.
And I was like, oh, that's good. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna kind of go into that a little bit, but then the movie kind of ended. But I really just that was great. I love this, and even this he helped launch Pixar, and I thought he kind of in between that time when he was gone, I thought they would kind of get a little bit into that. Maybe because it wasn't a.
Yeah, they kind of jumped when he leaves Apple. They jumped right to when he goes
Straight
back
to 98.
But it makes sense though for this movie.
Exactly.
It makes sense for this movie.
The story it was streamlined perfectly. Like I said, they had to focus it on these 3 points in time, and yeah, it was very well done. And that movie should have won way more awards than it. Did it win anything? I didn't look at any of that.
I think they were both nominated.
I know Kate Winslet was.
I think Michael Fassbender was too.
Was it?
They were both nominated.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it must have gotten a best screenplay, best adapted screenplay nomination at least.
Was it 14 came out? What's 15?
It's 15. Yeah.
Okay.
This movie for me, like,
so good.
I take life lessons from this movie. Like, there's so many things like. That they're just trying to they teach you through Steve Jobs, like it's crazy. So yeah.
And he was like that, and he was a difficult person, and a lot of times he would kind of if you watch any of his presentations, you can see a little. He would let some of his personality out, like but he was known to be just how Fassbender portrayed him. Catherine Waterston, who I didn't know was in this movie, she was really good, and. But that stuff was sad. I didn't know any of that, to be honest. I knew he had a daughter that he kind of didn't acknowledge for a while, but I didn't know it was just the way that played out. If it really did happen that way, I didn't know any of that, and I knew that it was so tough that because I knew that Lisa was named. I'd always heard it was named after his daughter, but at the beginning of the movie, he's like, no, it stands for blah blah blah, and then. I was like, man, why would you tell her that? Like,
that scene was heartbreaking. Yeah, oh my goodness.
Oh God, like Steve Jobs is. But overall, I thought it was great. I kept thinking of Ready Player One because I know a lot of the relationship between Halliday.
And Ready Player One. It reminded me of Steve Jobs and his relationship with.
And that was when he wrote that, and obviously in the movie as well. That was based on. This Wozniak and Jobs relationship as well. So
I'm glad that you liked it, man.
Great.
That makes me happy.
So the actress that you were talking about, her name is Perla Haney Jardine.
Yes.
She's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Steve Jobs, Kill Bill. She's also in Spider-Man 3. And the movie was nominated for a Golden Globe Screenplay Award for Sorkin, Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress in Kate Winslet, a BAFTA for Kate Winslet, a Screenplay for Satellite Award for Aaron Sorkin, and 2 Oscars for Fassbender and Winslet. That's it.
Wow, no screenplay nomination for the Oscars? That's insane. Yeah. Brian, you need to watch this movie.
Did I fall asleep during this? Or?
No, I don't. No, actually, it's not a slow movie.
No, it's not
at all.
It's actually very intense and fast paced. Yeah. It really is, and even though they still are able to do character development and all that stuff, so I think you would like it because especially you're an Apple products person, so just that alone.
I'm an Apple head.
Yeah, you should. You should definitely watch it.
It's riveting. I'm telling you, Fassbender, like you said, I think they're both kind of equal, but he carries you or he keeps you engaged the whole time because you're just like you kind of want to be like this guy, you suck, but then you're like, well, you suck. No, he's. I mean, I get it. So
I feel like how the movie portrayed it is that like he's difficult on purpose.
Absolutely.
To make everybody around him great and make himself great. And so he's almost putting on an act almost, but to help everyone else around him. Yeah. Which that's what I kind of get from it. But who knows if that was really the case.
About his family, his being adopted, his backstory and stuff, and his father that owned that restaurant, which he never told him. Like, I was just like, oh my God. I never knew anything.
Yeah, it's a greatly constructed movie. So, all right, so Gio's not here, but the way it works now is once somebody gets challenged, all the other 4 people submit a movie to our nice bowl over there, and then Gio would pick a movie out of there. But instead, we'll have Keith do it since Keith is the one choosing Gio to be challenged. And obviously,
I really do hope it's
Keith
Brian.
has no idea who
I really do hope
it's going to be.
No. All right, Gio, thank you for Steve Jobs. All right, I picked one, and it is. Oh my gosh, he hasn't seen this. Wow,
It's mine, huh?
7.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's never seen 7.
Never seen 7. It's on the list. It was on the list.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if he has seen it, that means he watched it by the time we've not updated this list.
So we got to check in with him. But
Yeah.
if he hasn't seen 7,
Oh, Gio, I'm sorry.
wow.
yeah.
I love it's a great movie, but
Yeah.
And this movie
Okay.
is one of the reasons
You
why
should look
David
through and see
Fincher
if you can
is
figure out which one mine was.
one of my favorite
I
directors.
will.
Don't say it.
Yeah, because Gio doesn't need to know what we all challenged
No,
him
I'm
if
not
it
gonna
didn't
mention
get
these,
chosen. Well, there you go, Gio. If you have not seen 7, you're going to be watching 7. Those of you who have seen 7, you know why this is crazy.
That's mine.
Because it's just a great movie. Have you
one's
seen
definitely
7?
I actually have seen 7.
Wow, I'm surprised that Brian has seen 7, to be honest.
Yeah. Very
Have
much,
you?
very
Okay.
much.
I watched it a very long time
Yeah.
ago.
I remember this was like, I don't even know, maybe 8, maybe even 10 years ago. My mom was like, "Have you seen 7?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "You have to watch this movie." And I was like,
jeez.
"Okay." And it's, sometimes like
Your mom made you
you're
watch it.
reluctant, and then I sat down and I was blown away by this movie.
My soul was hurting after watching that movie, man. It's a great movie.
What's in the box?
It's effective though, like it works.
I watched it twice,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
It's also kind of hard to watch now after the whole Kevin Spacey stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
You always bring that up.
No, it's
hey, dude,
is he? I think he's uncredited in that movie. If I'm
I wouldn't be surprised if he's uncredited and everything now.
well now, yeah. So, all
Well,
right, 7.
with that being said, Gio's gonna watch 7 for next week, and then.